I get there from here?
I invite the leaders of our planet to ask themselves these three questions before they make any crucial decisions.
But if you don't make decisions, you're going to stay right where you are.
We are all map makers.
We are in a time of transition.
If we're going to change, we have to change the direction that we're going.
Our planet needs leaders who know where they want to go.
When we change the direction we're going, then we want to make sure we're going in the right direction.
Leaders who can see the big picture.
Because if we're not, we're going to either go backwards or we're going to stay where we are.
Recognizing the psychological and the spiritual shifts and changes that need to be made, often from the inside to the outside.
To be able to shape your future, you have to be willing and able to change your paradigm.
Complex journeys require navigation. The path to the truth is one such journey. This is your GPS. Hairstyling services provided by J.D. Edwards Salon and Spa, Palmdale Shopping Plaza, Madera Street. Accessories provided by Chevette Williamson Jewelry. Standout jewelry for standout women. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to GPS, Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM. I am your host, Michelle Malcolm. And as always, it's a pleasure to be in your company today. Thanks so much for tuning in on this TGIF Friday. Let me just start by saying I do apologize for the late start of the show. Now, y'all know I don't ever be no 24 minutes late. So clearly this was beyond my control. But I could not, for the life of me, get on to Shirley Street. Over the hill on Collins Avenue, blocked. So I said, okay, I'm the shortcut queen. So I decide, okay, let me go through Masons. Blocked. So I cut back down through Masons, made it to Burial Ground Corner to try to get to East Street from there. Blocked. So what in the heck? What's going on? Finally made it to East Street. After sitting in that for a little while trying to get to East Street. And then blocked still. I went over East Street Hill, cut up through the corner by the hospital. What takes you onto Elizabeth? Is that Elizabeth Avenue? Yeah, cut up through there. And then eventually got onto Elizabeth. Had planned to just quickly park in front of the building and dash upstairs. And when I get there, one big black truck take up the little parking space what was front of the building. I say mud doors. So I had to go up Elizabeth on the bay, turn back around, come on to Victoria, make it to the parking lot, and get here as quickly as I could. So I do apologize, y'all. I don't know. I was advised by my producer that he understands that some kind of big tractor had a huge accident on Shirley Street. A trailer boat? What is a trailer? Is a trailer?
A trailer that carries a boat.
A trailer that carries a boat. Yeah. So apparently there was some kind of accident or something on Shirley Street involving a trailer that carries a boat. And that got everything blocked. Bumper to bumper to bumper. So if you could avoid coming down that area, do so. Save yourself some stress. Because I had to call my producer and say, dude, I know time I can get there. I can't get to Shirley Street. So anyway, thank God I finally made it here. I do apologize again to my faithful audience, my radio listeners, my Facebook family, YouTubers. Thank you so much for sticking around until your girl reached in the studio. Totally unavoidable. And the thing is, I leave home early today. I said I won't be on time and couldn't get to Shirley Street, but anyhow. All right, so TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. And you all know the drill. Every Friday we do an open line show where we get to talk about the week that was. You guys are my co-host. And so I want to hear from you. The telephone numbers to call 326-0271. 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272, 3260272, and our WhatsApp line to send us a text message if you so desire is 8010271. 8010271. Caller? We have our first caller. Thank you so much, caller, for tuning in. What you saying?
Thank God it's Friday.
Hey, JT, what you saying?
Well, I mean, it's been an interesting week. That incident on Shirley Street, I didn't hear about it until you mentioned it, but that must have been one of those big trailers that pull those big boats.
Apparently so.
Yeah, all of that traffic block up.
They got everything blocked up. Everything blocked up. I could not for the life of me get to Shirley Street.
And you know what that reminds me of, Michelle? I don't know if you've been hearing it, but every now and then you would hear this, one of these tractor rigs going around here. And I mean, I don't know what they have in their muffler, but they seem to be intentionally pressing on their brakes to make their mufflers make this loud noise.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard that?
Yeah.
And that's louder than the engine now. Loud, stupid, loud noise. One day I was going, a friend of mine, we were just going somewhere. He has a business out on Arawaki, and we were leaving from there, heading out west. And one of those vehicles was in the back of us.
Mm-hmm.
Michelle, if I didn't have a strong heart, I might have had a heart attack.
Come on. Wow.
See, I don't understand why the road traffic department, Michelle, allows these nonsense to be going on the streets. Every vehicle like that is either a noise pollution or exhaust pollution ought to be pulled off the streets of Nassau.
You know we ain't got a law on you, man. Stop it, JT. Stop
See,
it.
that's the problem with us, Michelle. We don't enforce the small things.
Mm-hmm.
And when you let the small things go, the big things follow.
True.
And anyway, that ain't what I call about today, but your experience kind of triggered that in my mind. Just, I'm really tired of hearing that big noisy truck going around this town, just making a havoc of itself.
Hmm.
I wanted to ask, and I want to acknowledge Critical Thinker for attempting to answer this question for me on another show yesterday, but it didn't satisfy. You know the speech that the white paper that Sir Lyndon did on the National Youth Service Program. That one that got so many people in this country upset.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what year that he did that, Michelle? What year
I don't recall. I would have to Google it or something. I really don't remember off the top of my head what year.
And when I tell you, I tried yesterday Googling all kind of way, left, right, and center, trying to come up with that. And everything I tried, nothing popped up yesterday.
I know it was the 80s, but I can't tell you exactly.
I understand it might have been 84, 85, 86, somewhere around there. But if anybody's in your listening audience who knows the year when Sir Lyndon presented that white paper on the National Youth Service Program that got this whole country upset,
right?
I'd appreciate if they would call in and share that with you so I could know, because I'm doing some research and I need to find that particular document for the purposes of my research.
Okay.
The Prime Minister gave a national address, as we all know, the other day. I listened to the entire thing. I've even gotten a copy of it from the office of the Prime Minister. And everything that he said to me on the surface, Michelle, was good.
Sounded real good.
Yeah, real good. But there are three things that the Prime Minister never touched on.
What's that?
I stand to be corrected on this point because I didn't hear the first 5 minutes of his comment. But he never once mentioned God.
Okay.
In his speech, from the majority of which I heard. Now, if he did at the beginning, and I didn't hear it, then I would acknowledge that I didn't hear it. But he didn't mention God in all that he did, all that he said, from what I heard. Number two, in talking about entrepreneurship and supporting small businesses, he has not yet come out and publicly noted that he has granted Toby Smith permission, the rights, and the privileges to occupy that property, that Crown land on Paradise Island that Toby Smith had applied for and was approved. He has not yet mentioned anything about Prescott
Well,
Smith.
I can't see him mentioning them on a national address. So to be
Yes, he
fair.
can. And yes, Michelle, he can. I mean,
Why? Why is that of a national
because
interest?
if you, as Prime Minister, are going to tell me, as a citizen, that you are doing things A, B, C, X, Y, Z for the benefit of me, give me some examples.
Yeah, well, they may not be the examples he could give.
But he didn't give any. He didn't give any.
Yeah, to be fair, I can't. I would not have expected him to address those
Okay.
individual issues in a national address.
Now, I accept your point on that, Michelle, okay? But let me tell you why. See, Dr. Minnis was a by Prime Minister. We all know that. But I give Dr. Minnis credit for having noted in one of his national speeches in 2018, I think it was, in January of that year, he mentioned the Blue Hole Marina in Andros. He didn't mention Prescott's name in it, but Prescott is the one who owns that idea for that particular project down there. So Dr. Minnis set the precedence in that respect. So I don't see why. And there have been many other presentations that prime ministers would have made wherein they made mention of specific individuals or projects in their national addresses. So it's not that he can't do it, Michelle. He just, you see, if a prime minister is going to convince me as an intelligent citizen of this country that he has done or is doing ABC, give me some hardcore examples. They don't have to be the ones that I want to hear, you know. But please, for God's sake, let it be some true blue examples wherein you and I, as a typical Bahamian, can say, oh, yes, I know this. Oh, yes, I feel this. Oh, yes, he's talking sense. Don't just give me these anecdotal or surface commentaries as to what he has done or is doing. Yes, the country can see and hear and tell that certain things are being done, but I always want to hear the port being used as an example. I do not want to hear about Disney. I do not want to hear about any of these big muckamucks projects that are being done by the oligarchs in this country. I want to hear about the examples of Bahamians on the ground, the typical small man and woman out there doing ABC, XYZ, like a Toby Smith, like a Prescott Smith. Michelle, we have to encourage ourselves, man. We have to give ourselves examples upon which to build and to stand and of which to be proud.
I hear you.
I mean, we were talking yesterday about that somewhat. And for me, as a Michelle, I am tired of feeling, when I could come away from these speeches, I'm tired of feeling empty, like I got nothing out of the speeches. I mean, in any event, I just wanted to make mention of that point because right now, and I take Toby at his word when he was on your show in March, when he mentioned to the whole country that Prime Minister Davis, when he was in opposition, gave the commitment to Toby Smith that he, Prime Minister Davis, back then, would have ensured that Toby Smith would have gotten the license or the permit to develop that site on Paradise Island. I take Toby's word at that. I doubt Toby would come on this whole entire national radio and lie about the Prime Minister.
Well, let me just say this: I haven't spoken to or heard from Toby since that show.
Yeah.
But let me just say this about Toby. Toby, he ain't gonna sit down and be quiet unless if nothing ain't happening. That ain't his nature. He can make noise.
Yes.
So the fact that we haven't heard from him
could very well mean that something good has happened.
Maybe something going on. But it ain't like him to just sit back and don't say nothing.
Well, okay, let's assume that what you just indicated is true. Let's assume now that Toby has had successes. Toby, then, my brother, it is good for you to come to us, the Bahamian people, and let us know. Because you've been telling us about the things that ain't been happening and the wrongs that was done to you.
Right.
it is up to you. It's on you now to please let the public know. Give us the status report so we can understand, and that the JT wouldn't have to be always asking about it, buddy.
All right. Well,
Thank
JT,
you
I
for your
got
time,
another
Michelle.
caller, eh?
Sure enough. God bless.
Thanks for calling. Hello, caller. Welcome to GPS.
Hi, Miss Malcolm. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. JT, what's with JT now? Is he for you? He got you. He got you. That's so important to be faithful and loyal and supportive. But you know, he mentioned something about Dr. Minnis mentioned something in one of his addresses.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, you can blow anybody horn and toot horn and say and riddle off whatever you may want to riddle off, and come to and crash and burn the way he did. You know, it was useless with Dr. Minnis. So I don't like hearing his name. But what I really called you for, what I had started to mention yesterday, Michelle, I'm concerned. I saw on the news, actually Eyewitness News, the story of some young men at a hotel in this country, a major resort in this country, who are now speaking out against being sexually harassed by a foreigner, a manager.
Yeah.
That's wrong. That's wrong. You know, it's wrong when it's a woman, and it's wrong when it's a man. And ain't no way that person is allegedly, who's accused of these things, is still in this country working on a work permit.
Well,
you know, we have so many young men and women going to in the hospitality business.
Mm-hmm.
Young, fresh minds, you know, go into the hospitality business. I'm saying because I've worked in the casino, hotel, and everything. You see it. A lot of them are ruined. You understand? Are introduced to that lifestyle and are ruined, and because of a lot of people coming in here and bringing you understand what I'm saying? You know, these are the heroes who have spoken out. They're standing up. I am afraid that the next couple of months they may not have a job. They may be laid off because they chose to speak out.
Well, with regard to that particular case, what from what they said on the news, the person who's being accused of these acts was here on a work permit. The work permit wasn't renewed after a certain amount of time, and then somehow miraculously he back again. And what I don't understand is the position that he holds, and we have a cell phone call waiting, but the position that he holds isn't some kind of specialized profession that a Bahamian can be doing, because we have hospitality is our thing.
One in the whining. You know, I think we have to pay attention to that story, and we have to stop because we have sons, we have grandsons, we have daughters, granddaughters. Not need to have these people in here harassing people, not because it's a big chain or hotel or whatever. I want to hear the Minister of Labor. I want to hear them. I want to hear what investigation is going on. Immigration. They need to get on that because they should not be harassing young men or women in this country at any time, making people uncomfortable. That you have to do things. You're putting your hands on me, rubbing it again. What? You see, this is why crime is at an all-time high, you know. These young men now, one of them, suppose they lose their mind and snap. It'll be a whole different story. And I just, like I said, I pray for them, and I hope that they stand strong and more people speak up. And this person, if he is in fact doing this, he needs to go. He needs to go. But I'm going to let you on the call come through. But thank you, Michelle, and have a good weekend.
All right, thanks for calling. Caller, welcome to GPS. Hi, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hi, you're on the air.
Hello, Miss Malcolm.
Yes, sir.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm good this afternoon. How are you?
I'm calling Miss Malcolm. Some days ago, you spoke to us about a dream that you had and you woke up in a tizzy. You were just out of it.
Hey, talking about a dream about a tsunami?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Miss Malcolm, I want you to realize that God speaks to us differently. He gave you that dream I don't think you had any hot tea on your night table, or you went to the kitchen and made some tea. But he showed you something. And to let you know also, Miss Malcolm, that you are highly favored because you speak truth to justice. You want to find a solution to a myriad of problems that we have. God is talking to you, Miss Malcolm, and he will continue to talk to you. He talked to you in a dream. He talks to me in a dream. But I must let you know, do not be afraid, because you are highly favored. You are. And continue living that life. When he talks to you, you may be strange, but accept it and obey him. And so I would like to talk to you again about whenever you have the members of the Correctional Institute on your show. I would like to call in then.
Okay.
But until then, Ms. Malcolm, please have a good evening.
I really want you caller to know I appreciate your call today. Thank you so much for words of encouragement. I really do appreciate it very, very, very much.
Yes, Malcolm. Don't give up. Don't give up.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. We have another call on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Malcolm.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. Well, that was a nice speech what the Prime Minister did.
With regard to what? Because he covered a lot of ground in his national address.
So much I can't remember. So much is, but if I say what I'd want him to say, then, he couldn't hold everything and couldn't do everything at that speech. So he just had to keep focus and come and prepared what he had to say. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Now, minimum wage, I told you that was coming up, and you see it. The marital rape, I told you that also. Next year, that's going to happen. Citizenship, next year, that is going to happen. The legal of marijuana, that's going to be the big, and that is coming. But NIB, a little break's going on that. And the way I see it, this country is a beautiful country. And God of, not only this country, but God of bless all nations. It's only what leaders, according to Isaiah, chapter 9 and 16, say the leaders have strayed away the people and error the people. So it gets nothing to do with the country, It gets something to do with the leaders, and I believe Mr. Davis is on the right track, and I just hope he continue on this right track. I could feel him, how much he feel for this nation. And we know, if you listen to world news, problem is all over the world. And everybody concerned about their own country. And that's glad that is nice about that. But when I look at this little country, a whole lot of people, they wishing doom and gloom on this country.
Mm.
And they waiting for this prime minister to make some mistakes. That he's only a human being and he will make mistakes. And sometimes we watching for what he can say. If he can mention God, if he can say this. If I don't say my prayers when I eat, God ain't gonna damn me because I ain't to say that. And we look at all the kind of little petty little things about this prime minister. But I just hope things just work out for him, and that he will continue to lead this country and don't look left nor right. And you get like the merchandise, them with the big stores and stuff. They're not concerned about the little small man because the people them they get this rate to $260. That is small things, I would love to see the government spread the wealth, like when people get their money from social service, the card and the food slip, where they have to run? They have to run straight to the big stores them. But if they would have tried to help the little small stores to help train them and getting the same system set up, that you are free, not only go to the big store them, you can go to the mom and pop store if they could if they have the grocery and things, because you have some stores, they have all the merchandise and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So if any government could spread it out, so that they wouldn't have to just run to the big stores and to carry the social service slip or the card and stuff like that. Get together with these little stores them and train them, help them to get the machine and stuff for these cards and stuff. That's what I call now the wealth is spreading all over. Thank you, Ms. Malcolm.
Thanks for calling. With regard to that idea, I think it was a missed opportunity during the pandemic when we were creating the food assistance, package or whatever you want to call it. Many of the things in those boxes could have been supplied by the mom and pop shops in addition to the bigger food store chains. And I thought it was a missed opportunity because what I would have done, and maybe there's some things logistically that I'm not aware of why the decision was not made to do this, but I would have given people options. You get a voucher and you could take that voucher to a food store, whether it be one of the major food store chains or a mom and pop shop in your neighborhood, and exchange that voucher for a care package. And then the mom and pop shop, the large food store chain, whoever, would then cash in the voucher in order to be paid. Now, I know sometimes government could take a little while in paying you, so maybe that wouldn't have been feasible for a small, business that is, I know what it is to run a small business, and you can't be waiting 60 days for your payment. But I think there was a missed opportunity not to find a way to include the small mom and pop shops in that program, because there's nothing in those boxes, those care packages, that they could not have helped to supply. But, it is what it is. Any other callers on the line? Okay. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back on the other side of the break, we're going to talk about some stuff that, some news stories that made headlines this week, including the now chair of the DRA, the Disaster Reconstruction Authority, saying they still missing up to $1 million unaccounted for. What a time. What anyhow, let's take this break. When we come back on the other side, we can talk about that and anything else you guys want to talk about on this TGIF Open Line Friday show here on Global 99.5 FM. Stay with us.
Understanding your microbiome, also known as your gut ecosystem, can change everything you thought you knew about nutrition, digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Keeping your gut ecosystem healthy and balanced is essential. Ultimate Microbiome by Youngevity was specifically formulated to optimize this ecosystem. It provides the advanced support your gut needs through prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplementation. Our unique blend of probiotics includes Lactobacillus and Plantarum, healthy bacteria that can help prevent harmful bacteria from taking over your gut. Increasing your gut's population of beneficial bacteria creates a more balanced gut microbiome, which has been shown to aid in weight loss, skin health, sleep, mood, and may even help with seasonal allergies. Ultimate Microbiome also promotes the production of postbiotics. Postbiotics are key to help regulate your gastrointestinal health. To enhance digestion, Digizyme Multi-Enzyme Complex, a blend of 5 specific enzymes, has been added to Ultimate Microbiome. It can help break down food so your body can better absorb nutrients. Plus, we've added our proprietary I-26 hyperimmune egg powder to aid in the elimination of disease-causing gut bacteria. and help your body balance its immune response. Ultimate Microbiome, the scientific, proprietary, and holistic approach to gut health that helps optimize your body's entire gut ecosystem. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for a rims, paint, and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Trackline, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires, cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Last is love.
To stay healthy, it's crucial to make sure you get the nutrition you need every day. But it's difficult to get all your recommended vitamins and minerals from food alone. Even in the United States, 94% of people are deficient in at least one nutrient. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 by Longevity is a simple, convenient, and affordable way to help your body get the essential nutrients it needs. It's an advanced plant-driven multivitamin mineral complex that contains certified organic whole foods, trace minerals, and antioxidants. BTT 2.0 supports your body's natural defense system with a proprietary blend of energy-boosting and body-loving nutrients, plus prebiotics, probiotics, amino acids, and enzymes that support digestion. With an unusually high ORAC score of 8,000, you get even more antioxidants to help combat free radicals that can cause damage to your cells. But to get the most benefit and value from any multivitamin, your body must be able to break down the nutrients so you can fully absorb them. Otherwise, they'll just pass through your system without doing any good. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 was specially formulated with synergizing cofactors to ensure you get maximum nutrient absorption. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 is the easiest way to give your body the balance and complete daily vitamin mineral supplement it needs for optimal support of your overall health. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
This portion of GPS is brought to you by Tiki Bikini Hut at Junkanoo Beach. Great food, cool tropical drinks, and family fun in the sun. Welcome back to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM. Michelle Malcolm here on this TGIF Open Line Friday, where you get to be my co-host and we talk about the week that was. The telephone numbers to call 326 0271 326 0271 326 0271 326 0272 326 0272 326 0272 and our WhatsApp line 801 0271 801 0271. That is the WhatsApp line to send a text message, not a phone call. Because once again, if you call me on the WhatsApp line, I cannot and will not answer the phone. So, is that a call for the show? Caller, welcome to GPS.
Hello, good afternoon. How you doing?
Excellent. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. And good day to the nation too. But I only wanted to make one quick point, and that may have been the only good decision the previous government might have made, was to not exactly, I mean, I agree with you and the gentleman, but to mom and pop shops, right? But the truth is, the Bahamians don't even own that market. So the truth is, all those government money or coupons would have been given out to the Chinese and the other people's shops. So I agree with y'all, but it would have to been kind of narrowed down to only certain amount of certain shops. Because truth is, if you'd have given me a coupon, I was going to one of Phoenix Dam or somewhere where I could get some cheaper food. But then see, that's the predicament there too, because then why is the foreigners able to sell food cheaper than the Bahamians in their own country? So I kind of glad they didn't do it like that, but I agree with y'all saying something like that should have been in place and should have been able to happen. But that's how backwards the Bahamas is.
I mean, just so you can spread the wealth around, because as it is now, only the wealthy got even more wealthy off of that deal.
Yeah, but true. But then, the second wealthiest, which would have been the foreigners, not the Bahamians, because we don't have what we have. Bannaby is 4-star. We get budget. We only get a few Bahamians. So if they had said these coupons could go to these certain places, yeah, I agree. But if you say that every neighborhood store, every neighborhood only has a Chinese, and then the other set of people
No, man,
shop.
you got some mom and pop shops that aren't Chinese.
Yeah, a few. On one hand, maybe two. But like I said, I don't disagree with you. But I think the foreigners would have ended up benefiting more than the Bahamians again.
All right.
All right. Thanks for your
calling.
time.
Thanks for calling. All right. So, the executive chairman of the Disaster Reconstruction Authority, Alex Storr, recently said to the media that between $250,000 to $1 million worth of post-Hurricane Dorian supplies belonging to the agency are still missing. And he said that as a result, officials are now putting in place measures to, quote unquote, go after these items. Before I say anything, let's just go to the clip.
We just completed a inventory exercise, and so through that, I can't give you a dollar amount, but I'll say that it's a good amount of things that are missing to do with the Dome City and with other projects.
Can you say an estimate? How many estimate is missing?
Estimate between $250 to $1 million.
Thank you. Supplies?
Supplies for different equipment.
And so the supplies that you recovered, are they being utilized now by survivors of Dorian?
The supplies is basically kitchen equipment. We're trying to find the best use to help persons on how to go with those.
So the police are involved in this, not a agency prosecution needed?
I can't answer the question.
Okay, so y'all recall that recently Pastor Silbert Mills was in the news answering to allegations that his church had some items that belonged to the DRA, and he made it clear that the former head of the DRA asked him to store those items in his church, and he was not stealing anything. He was just using his church as storage. And so now here comes the executive chairman saying they still have unaccounted for between $250,000 to $1 million worth of supplies missing, still unaccounted for. And I assume that does not include the items that were being stored at Silbert Mills's church, because they know where they are. But I'm assuming that this $250,000 to $1 million does not include those items. What's going on in this town, y'all? How is it that up to $1 million worth of supplies could just be missing? I ain't talking no, you could always misplace one or two things here and there, because that was a, crazy time. Post-Dorian. I get it, but we ain't talking no little one or two items now. We talking up to $1 million worth. $1 million. $1 million. Somebody know where those things gone. Somebody know where those things gone. So, if they ever recover the things what they supposed to be recovering, what is going to happen to the person or persons that they might find these things in possession of? Or maybe they'll never find them. Who knows? I don't put it nothing past us as a people, because we like to talk about. Oh, why Cassius calling me on my phone? Cassius don't know I on the air. Why is Cassius somebody who know Cassius Stewart? Hold on. I can answer him right live on the air. Cassius Stewart, as long as you know me, you don't know my show on from 2 to 4, I'm on the air. And I talking to you on the radio, on the air. I call you after my show. So he said, I must tell you all hello and he love you all. Gosh, it's no better to be calling me between 2 and 4. What are you dealing with? Unless he calling to say he got something to say. Cassius and everybody else, the telephone numbers to call. 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272. And the WhatsApp line, 8010271, 8010271. Hello, caller. Is that Cassius or somebody else?
There's someone else, I guess. No.
Welcome to GPS. How you doing today?
I'm good, and you?
I good, man.
Now, I heard you talking about the store and the $250 to $1 million and supplies or materials that says missing.
Right.
Before we jump all over that, you remember when the Prime Minister gave his first budget communication, and he said there was $1 billion missing or expense that is not accounted for. You remember that? I don't know if you remember that.
$1 billion?
Yes, that's what he said in his first communication.
Okay.
And then when they did the supplementary budget, then it was a different story. So I'm just saying before we jump all over that, because again, we know when the stuff was at Bishop Mills Church and some other stuff, etc. So I'm not saying that there's anything illegal or and all that stuff, but we know we like to throw these things out there. I'm talking about from agencies and stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
Like to throw these things out there before doing their work.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they do their work, they never come back to us and say, oh, this was this or that was that.
So you think that's the case here?
Yes, ma'am.
So this audit that they conducted where he says this shortfall was discovered, what you call that?
Number one, I mean, I don't understand how you can, if you have supplies, right,
mm-hmm.
that's supposed to be given to people or to help people to get back on their feet, etc., and all that stuff. So how do you account for that, per se?
What do you mean?
Okay, let's say I buy 100 bundles of shingle,
mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And I give out 50 of those bundles of shingle. Am I going out there saying who I give the 50 bundles of shingle to?
No, but you
should. Or I go and question everybody who might have got some shingle?
No, but you should have some record as to where they went. So his point is between $250,000 to $1 million in supplies, they can't figure out where they're going to begin with. That's the point he's trying to make. So to use your example, I would have a record to say I gave out $50,000 worth of supplies to these 50 different people. I have a record of that. So I would not be including that 50,000 when I say 50, we have this amount unaccounted for because that has been accounted for. You understand the point I'm trying to make?
Yes, I understand the point. So, okay, let's say for the record what they have, they already count for everything that they have left, just say in their stock. And this X amount is out there somewhere in the community. So have they already gone through that avenue of figuring out what was out in the community already? What was given out, what was the burst?
You heard what the man said in the clip he played, right?
Yes, but he did not give sufficient information for us to gravitate to. He just gave us snippets and stuff just to grab onto if that's what you want to do. So he give us no details and all that stuff. To say, okay, we had $1 billion worth of materials, X amount was given this way, or this was, etc., etc. But just give you something to fancy yourself about.
Let me put it this way. If I am being approached by a group of reporters who just pull me to the side and stick a microphone in my face and ask me a question, I cannot be expected to come to answer that question with a list of details of, you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, and that's right there. That's where ministers themselves get in trouble, because, again, if you don't have that information with you, then say, I will get back to you, or I will do my research. I'll have someone do that and get back to you.
But what he did say was that between 250,000 to 1 million worth of post-hurricane Dorian supplies belonging to the agency are still missing. That's what he did say. Now, did he provide us with a list of details as to what they did have on account for? No. And I wouldn't hold on, caller. I would not have expected him to do so in the environment in which he was in. But clearly, if he is going to make a claim that between $250 to $1 million of supplies is still, keyword, still missing, that would tell me that some kind of preliminary work was done to determine that they cannot account for $250,000 to $1 million worth of supplies. He said, still missing.
Still missing, which means, again, also, he gets also meaning that they still got more paperwork or still got more details and stuff to go through.
Well, then he wouldn't use the word
So to
missing.
make it sound like these things are just missing, and they just finish doing everything that they supposed to do, is where the story kind of gets fuddled.
I could hardly see the man saying they're missing if they haven't done the paperwork to determine that they're missing. That doesn't even compute. That doesn't make any sense.
But we know that's how, for most part, that's how these agencies and other stuff works. They come out in the public and they spew some stuff. And I talk about PLP and F&M governments and oppositions. They come out in the public, they spew some stuff. Then when they get back and they do the work and all that stuff, they never come back to the public and say, oh, this was right over there. Same thing like the F&M did when they spoke about the missing money or what they blame the PLP for as relates to the...
Where the VAT money gone?
And where the VAT money gone. No one come back and say, and they say, when the Prime Minister...
Hold on, caller.
The Prime Minister Davis gave his budget communication $1 billion missing.
There's a big difference.
Say,
hold on, caller. There's a big difference between you coming up with a slogan, where the VAT money gone, than you coming and saying, this is still missing. Now, after they got into power, they did say, well, we have discovered that no VAT money was missing after they got into power. But clearly, that's a slogan that people were able to grab onto, and they ran with it all the way to victory in the election. So you can't compare the two of those.
And that's how our politicians, for the most part, operate. If they know the public is hungry for something, they give you some bits and stuff that you can gravitate to, that you can hold on to, that you can sell, that can get the public either excited or frustrated, whatever the case is. And they use those knowing that they ain't giving you the full detail.
So either you are right and they're going through all of that just for brownie points for the public, or between $250,000 and $1 million worth of supplies still missing.
Well, either one of the two, yes, ma'am, I agree.
You know, and it could, you try to read a lot into this situation. It could very well be we're up to $1 million worth of supplies still missing.
I agree. I totally agree with that at the end of the day. So, but I hope at the end of the day, though, they do come back. If they find it or not find it, they do come back and say, this is ABC.
I hear you.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
All right. Appreciate your call. Thank you so much for calling. The telephone number is 326-0271. 3260271, 3260272, 3260272, 8010271 is the WhatsApp line. 8010271. Listen, man. If this man, and I don't see why he got to make this up, and again, in the context of which he made the statement, I wouldn't expect him to have come there with a long list. It's not like this was a press conference where he called the press to him to say, we are giving an account for. At that place, I expect him to have details. But if a bunch of reporters come and stick their microphone in my face and ask me a question, I answer the question to the best of my available knowledge. And for him to say 250,000 to 1 million still missing, keyword is still, that tells me that there's ongoing work to account for all of the supplies that are supposed to be accountable or accounted for. And if you're going through this process and you still can't find, keyword is still, 250,000 to 1 million worth of supplies, then clearly that's an issue. That is an issue. And whether we want to admit it or not, because I understand how we go in this country, and I'm not accusing you, this last caller, of this, but generally speaking, we are a nation of tribes. We have two main tribes, the yellow tribe and the red tribe. And then you got some other smaller tribes coming up. But the two main tribes in this country, their colors are yellow and red. And for many people, and I saying this applies to you, caller, because, I ain't trying to paint nobody with no colors, but I'm just saying, many people can't see beyond those colors. So we will jump through every hoop imaginable to try to explain something that may have gone wrong when our tribe was sitting in the seat of power. As opposed to saying, we did wrong, we can find every excuse in the book to explain away the apparent wrong that we did. That's just how we go as a people. And to be fair, they only us. I look at what is happening in the United States with this whole situation about January 6th. And if you listen to those January 6th hearings, you don't have to be a fan of Trump or you don't have to hate Trump to realize that that man did some things on January 6th and didn't do some things on January 6th that led to that insurrection, where these people were trying to take over their seat of power, their seat of the government. Unheard of, especially in the mighty United States of America. But that just goes to show you how some people are so blinded by what their tribe says or the leader of their tribe says that they're willing to do stupidness. We're going to land many of them in jail because they're so blinded, and some still trying to justify all the wrong that man did. Because all they could see is their party. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Hi, Michelle. I'm just tuning in late and catching the bits and pieces you're saying, and I totally agree. I wonder if we will ever be a country of political maturity where not only as the people that follow these reds and yellows, but as the people representing constituencies in the reds and yellows. So, for instance, we're talking about all this missing supplies. If the powers that be didn't know these things had gone missing or knew how and where and why, wouldn't you want to reprimand those persons that you put in place to withhold your good standards, your good name, the good name of the party? Wouldn't you want to discipline them yourself?
You would think.
Instead, they let it go, and then it becomes I don't want to say what I want to say, a political back and forth of blaming. When, to be honest, it don't matter who's in power, just the color changes, nothing else. We are so corrupt. It is it's mind-boggling, the corruption from the head to the toe.
No disagreement here.
And we're not the only country like this, but the problem I have is we don't have any checks and balances when certain people do not do. Like in the U.S., there are checks and balances, which is what is happening right now, right? That's not to say that there's going to be any discipline, but at least the truth is going to come out. It's for the most part. I would like to see that because the crime is totally out of control. And unless and until, in my humble opinion, you stop the little stuff, the big stuff only going to keep getting worse.
Agreed.
And so as long as you let all the petty stuff go by, oh, man, I ain't got time for that, then the big stuff's going to happen because they know they can get away with it.
Yep. Agreed. I agree with you 1,000%, Carla. 1,000%.
And it is scary because these young people that are doing all this foolishness do not understand or grasp how important this is to the economy of this little nation that is hanging on by a dental floss, hanging on by a thread, tiny thread. They don't understand.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's frustrating, but I appreciate your show and I enjoy listening to it.
Listen, I appreciate you calling and being a part of the show. It would be nothing without the audience. Thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate it a lot. The telephone numbers to call on this TGIF open line show are 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272, and the WhatsApp line to send us a WhatsApp message via text, not call, is 8010271, 8010271. You know, power must be very sweet. Power must be very, very sweet. Because many of these people who are scrambling for power and would slap their ma to hold on to it, they ain't feeling for no money. These people have money. So it's not like they going after these positions for financial gain. Some of them are. Some of them go in there and they ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out when they go in. But boy, when they come out, they straight when they come out. So some of them, yeah, they go in there to see what they could get. But you got some of them who go in there and they ain't feeling for no money. Money, they got money. But they will slap their ma to try to get back in that seat of power. Why? And you can't tell me it's because they love their country so much that they trying to get back in for love of country. No, I'm sorry. I think you may have been signed out on Facebook. Can you sign back in? I'm not sure what happened, but you need to sign back in with your camera. Yeah, I'm buying that. I'm not buying that. I'm on, but your camera is not on. So you need to sign back in because otherwise the Facebook audience won't be able to hear you. Yeah, they hungry for power for a reason. Them wanting to serve country. I don't think they love the country that much. Okay, we having some issues here technically. Let me see if I can get back on. Okay, I'm on. I just need you to sign in, Jason. You seeing me, right? I need you to sign on with the camera, with the main camera. Okay, I don't know what's going on here because on my end, I only see my camera. Okay. All right. Yeah, it ain't for love of country, y'all. I'm sorry to say it. But one of the reasons why they hold on to power so tight and doing everything they could to get back into power is because they just want the power. Perhaps to further enrich themselves. I don't know. But what I do know is that we as a people, we need to wisen up and make sure that we put these people in there who have a true love for their country and who are anxious to get in there not to further enrich themselves and their benefactors, but to do what is right for the people of this country. Y'all remember the former prime minister say when he was campaigning for this last election, say next time for the poor? Using there for a whole 4.5 years. So who time it was then? Because the slogan was it's the people's time. They just didn't say which people. Because how you gonna say next time for the poor? So them first 4.5 years, anyhow. Y'all ain't stupid. Y'all understand what I'm trying to say. But we gotta stop the madness, y'all. We can't develop as a nation if every single thing we do is clouded by our tribal colors. That's why we ain't advancing as quickly as we should be advancing in this country. Because you got some people right now, and this happens under every administration, whether it's PLP, FNM, whatever, wishing and praying and hoping for the government to fail. Just so their party could get back in power. You know how stupid that is? You realize that no matter who's sitting in the seat, if they fail, we all fail. If they fail, all us could feel it. You realize that? But no, you're so blinded by your tribal colors that you just want them fail. To hell with the welfare of the country. We just want them fail. Man, we got to grow up, man. We got to grow up. We got to stop justifying wrong because it's our party would allegedly commit the wrong. We got to stop that madness. This country can't advance like that. You got to get to the point where you call a spade a spade. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Face the reality that is. And stop defending to the end just because that's your party. And again, I know it ain't only us who does this, but like the last caller pointed out so very well, other countries have checks and balances. So if you do the foolishness, you got to account for it at some time. Not like us, where we keep sweeping things under the rug and pretending it ain't there. That foolishness got to stop. Has to stop. All right, let's take a break, y'all. And then when we come back, we're going to talk about other items in the news. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors. This is GPS on Global 99.5 FM.
Your body's immune system is under constant pressure from things like stress, lack of exercise, and toxins in the environment. It's crucial to be proactive and support your immune system with the nutrients it needs to function effectively. But it's often hard to get these nutrients from food alone. Introducing fast-acting Zinc Plus Immune Support by Longevity. Unlike zinc-only supplements, Zinc Plus Immune Support builds on the proven power of zinc and adds complementary nutrients to give your immune system extra support. Vitamin D helps balance the effects of zinc, while our proprietary blend of natural fruit and root extracts provides the extra help your immune system needs to work against daily stressors. And we've included Youngevity's exclusive plant-derived minerals to give your body the minerals it needs but can't get from food alone. And because Zinc Plus Immune Support is delivered in a great-tasting sugar-free berry-flavored lozenge, it encourages quicker absorption of all these nutrients into your body. Zinc Plus Immune Support. Zinc plus the extra support your body needs to promote a healthy immune system. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for a rims, paint, and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Tracklight, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires. Cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Glasses love.
It's gotten harder and harder to get your daily requirement of vital nutrients from food alone. Without additional vitamin and nutrient support, your health and well-being can suffer drastically. That's why Z-Radical was specifically formulated. It combines a blend of antioxidant-rich vitamins, minerals, and botanicals with the protective powers of fucoidan to help fill the gaps from lack of nutrients in your foods. The core of Z-Radical is fucoidan, a naturally occurring polysaccharide that helps stimulate immune reaction, protecting you against inflammation and oxidative stress. We harvest this powerful mineral-rich nutrient from brown seaweed, harvested only from the world's most pristine ocean waters to ensure the purest quality. It's then extracted using cold process technology to ensure maximum levels of bioavailability. Then we add essential vitamins that help to protect your cardiovascular and nervous systems and are crucial for optimal immune and neurological function. Z-Radical also includes a proprietary blend of delicious antioxidant-rich fruits and berries. This great-tasting combination helps your body combat free radical imbalances that can contribute to a variety of degenerative conditions like arthritis and heart disease. Z-Radical. Experience the power of fucoidan with antioxidant-rich berries, 8 essential vitamins, and more to provide you with potent health benefits. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
Welcome back to GPS, Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM on this TGIF open line show. Michelle Malcolm in your company, and waiting to hear from you, my co-host. My audience is my co-host on Fridays. The telephone numbers to call, 326-0271, 326-0271, 326-0272. 326-0272 are the numbers to call, and the WhatsApp line for text messages only is 801-0271, 801-0271. So, former Minister of Government, former Cabinet Minister Shane Gibson, say he coming back, y'all. He has intentions to hopefully receive the nomination in the next election for the Michael constituency. You may recall that Mr. Gibson faced some criminal allegations under the last administration, went to court and was acquitted of all charges. And then the current administration settled with him for losses, from what I understand, in the millions of dollars. And now he says he has intentions to come back. Here now is a clip with regard to Mr. Gibson's announcement of his future intentions.
After 15 consecutive years as an MP for the Golden Gates constituency, former Cabinet Minister Shane Gibson's announcing this week that he's offering himself as a candidate for the Michael constituency in the 2026 general election. We learned this much in a letter obtained by Eyewitness News addressed to Progressive Liberal Party Secretary General Barbara Cartwright and copied to Party Leader and Prime Minister Philip Davis, Deputy Leader Chester Cooper, and Party Chairman Fred Mitchell. In the letter, dated October 5th, 2022, Gibson explains that in the months leading up to the 2021 general election, he was, quote, inundated with calls from frustrated voters who he says encouraged him to offer himself as candidate. And after more than a year after the elections, those calls continue. Now, Gibson said he also called the sitting MP for Michael, Basil McIntosh, to express his interest, noting that he would only run if Mr. McIntosh isn't seeking re-election. Gibson says McIntosh couldn't say at the time whether he intends to run again, but that he assured Gibson that he would apprise him of his plans well in advance. Well, Eyewitness News called a few constituents on Mayaguana today who spoke to Mr. McIntosh's performance so far.
I wouldn't say I'm pleased, but I guess the way I look at it, and maybe his hands are tied, but my thing is with him, I think he can visit the island more often, and let the people know what's going on with the island. We haven't got a terminal yet, and Mayaguana really is in need of a terminal. Saying that he was Mr. McIntosh, he used to wait for the I group, right? So he know our needs and concern of poor Mayaguana, especially when it comes to the terminal, because he was the engineer for the terminal. So that's one of the things what I don't like, because he knew that we needed a terminal. Now that he there, he cannot push in. So I don't know.
Well, actually, the performance is not good at all. When we first came in, it was always a problem trying to reach out to him. And like I said, his performance is not up to standard at all.
We also reached out to Mr. McIntosh. He said he was unavailable for comment, and further attempts to contact him was unsuccessful up to news time. For his part, Gibson says he has deep roots in the constituency, as his father, the late Eric Gibson, was son of Ackland soil, adding that his mother, Geraldine Glover, was a descendant of Crooked Island, and his grandfather was born in Inagua. Gibson also notes the role he played as union leader in unionizing Morden Salt on Inagua. He says he believes that with his ability to connect with and fight for the ordinary Bahamian, these connections will aid in securing his seat in the House of Assembly for that constituency. Moving forward, Gibson says he intends to visit these islands this weekend and maintain a presence on those communities. He says if given the opportunity, he'll bring a level of representation to Michael that's unmatched, hoping that he receives support from the party's leadership. Gibson lost his seat to Michael Folks in the 2017 general election. He was also charged with 15 counts of bribery following the 2017 general elections and later acquitted of all charges in 2019.
So what are your thoughts of Shane Gibson seeking to come back into frontline politics? Seeing that he has been acquitted of all charges, should he have a clean slate as it relates to his desire to run again? Or some of y'all still feel some kind of way as it relates to him coming back? What are your thoughts? Telephone numbers to call: 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272, and the WhatsApp line is 8010271, 8010271. Now, if I'm McIntosh, I can feel some kind of funny feeling knowing that I'm sitting in the seat, even though, according to that report, they had a conversation as to his intent for the next elections. I'm speaking of McIntosh. I would feel uneasy to know that we only 1 year in, and here comes this man saying he intends to go after the seat I hold it. And already working the ground. I know how I'd feel about that. And is this unorthodox for such a thing to happen? Is that a call of the show? Caller, welcome to GPS.
Golly days is a stock in a voice, along with you, Michelle, Malcolm.
How are you?
I'm holding. You know this Bremen, right?
Yeah, Bremen, I hear from you in a long time, man.
I
Welcome to
just
the show.
listened to you, but I just don't call. I listened to you, but I decided to call today. You know, we need justice, law, and order in this country, the Bahamas. But let me show you something. I don't think it's wrong, you know, for Shane to run again. The thing is, he did a lot for the country already. He got, he ran his court case. They found nothing against him, right? And the thing is, now he from his family, mother and family from Auckland, right? And they are his family. Auckland's people are his family, you know. So if he wants to run for his family to help take care of them, and they want him, I think they should have him.
But Bremen, let me ask you something. If you was McIntosh, how you'd feel? You only been in the seat for a year, and here come this man saying he covered after the seat. But I mean, how you'd feel if you was McIntosh?
But the thing is, if he had told Shane that he gave him the feelings as if as though he not sure he gonna run again.
Okay.
You see? So that means they had some kind of dialogue.
Yeah, they did talk. Yeah.
Yeah, and the party had some type of dialogue. And not only that, the thing is, it ain't much people right there in the PLP today who are as professional as Shane. You see what I'm saying? Shane could be the prime minister in no time.
Okay.
You know, and there's other thing I would like for you to do, Michelle. There was what you would call an act being established May 20th, 2022, right? I want you to look at that, right? I think it's about 139 pages, and educate the Bahamian public, because it seems as though they're keeping that a secret.
Which act are you talking about specifically?
What were passed in May 20 to 20th, 2022.
Okay, I got to figure out which act you're talking about.
It's pertaining to the carbon footprint on energy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll look
Thank
into
you,
that.
and do well. You're doing well.
It's good to hear your voice, man, Bremen.
Thank you. I listen to you all the time, man.
I appreciate that. I
Yeah,
appreciate
thank
that.
you. Hey.
All right, thanks for calling.
All right.
Hello, caller. Welcome to GPS.
Good afternoon. How y'all doing today?
Good. How are you?
Thank God for life as usual.
Amen.
Y'all get a treat today from one blind person to another one. Papa here.
Papa, what you saying?
Everything cool. Thank God for life. You know, couple things. But before I forget, right, and since you're on it, right, and as I was listening from the beginning, in and out, wondering if you maybe leaving that for the last. With the Shane Gibson matter, you didn't get the tape displayed what the chairman say after that? Mr. Fred Mitchell, the minister? No. Oh, man, everywhere. I don't know if you could pick it up, if you'll be able to pull it up before the show finished. It's been on plenty newscasts and stuff. But Fred Mitchell said he'd been to a man's meeting.
I got to look for it.
I paraphrase him what he say, and he tell them that they need better order with people, like opening their mouth in public, making announcements
Right.
on behalf of the PLP, or saying there's not a PLP like me who is criticized who they don't like. No. They mean like the big shot PLPs like a Shane Gibson, you see? Then they need to be careful. But if you find it, so people wouldn't think I accuse him, Mr. Mitchell, for what he say, maybe you will find exactly what he said. And he didn't sound like they was pleased with it and stuff like that. And he's saying that all of this made them going down there. So he had one meeting, I don't know if he's saying Foxhill or in Michael, and he gone under to reassure what he named Basel, McIntosh, and the people over there that the leadership in the PLP, I mean, he didn't say Mr. Davis or the Prime Minister or the Deputy Minister, but him as the chairman, because Fred is the head man anyway, I call him the point man. Every time I hear things, speech and read and stuff like that, I say, listen, Fred. And I always say I would like to have Fred on my team if I was the Prime Minister at this time. You know, but he was sounding like he wasn't pleased with what Shane Gibson had to say. And I say to myself,
well, it is kind of unorthodox.
Yeah, because you asked the question, how you think Basil will feel?
Yeah.
I call Basil my uncle. He ain't really my uncle, right? He have a deceased brother named Ural McIntosh. All of them from Inagua, but grew up in California.
Mm-hmm.
One of his daughters is my first cousin, Nicole Martin, the former president of the union.
Okay.
So she have to call Basil uncle. You see, in spite of us being PLP and FNM, you see how all us still is one family.
Mm-hmm.
You see, like how, I mean, it's supposed to be that way. I don't know if everybody's lived right, but everybody's supposed to be taken care of, even if you're PLP or FNM.
Right.
So yeah, I can imagine how Basil feel, Uncle Basil feel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I wouldn't want it happen. But when I listen carefully, I listen to the whole tape with Shane Gibson say entirely, right? It sounds like he's saying that if this man decide to leave, yeah, he say he's going on there on the weekend, but sound like, see, the bottom line, what I think can come with all this, knowing that what Fred Mitchell had to say, the chairman, they say they going down to Mike and saying, talk to the constituent and all that, they can fix the thing with the man complain about, what do you call with the planes, what do you call it, what do you say? The ramp, I think he said. Yeah, the whole system there, when it sounds like he asking for more than a ramp there and make one or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So all this can make them do
terminal.
Yeah, the terminal.
Right.
Yeah, the terminal.
Mm-hmm.
It'll make them do it more faster. The people over there could benefit for Shane Gibson going there and showing that he's concerned. It'll give Fred Mitchell, the chairman, no disrespect to Fred Mitchell, because I know you get angry quick. No disrespect to him. It can make him be able to help the constituents more and make the government to shine. So I think it's a good thing for Shane Gibson. So when he say he daddy and he mommy for me now, go and Crooked Island and all of that, and the people them asking him, knowing that he's supposed to be a big shot PLP. And he ain't dead, he's still alive. So he's supposed to have some kind of connection with all of Jerome Fitzgerald and Prime Minister Davis them, that his things need to be done. But you know what I get from all of this with Fred Mitchell them and all of that, and Fred Mitchell quick to open him out. I wish we was doing it online. The internet that we could talk. But you know what I get from all of this? This shows a lot of idle time. People might say, some of us might say, yeah, Shane Gibson and get $2.something million that they for suing the government, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say what more he wants. I don't see it that way. I don't even think it's about money with Shane Gibson. I think it's about service. See, that's Prime Minister material. That's my opinion. I think it's a lot of us think that way about him. See, when you give him a job, he can get the job done. He understands what service is all about. And that's one thing I could always say with Shane Gibson. For me, it's in the union, you know. It wasn't about his position being the president or a cabinet minister. It's how much he can help people. Mm-hmm. Some of these people in politics don't understand it's your name. The end of the day, one day you could die. You know, you ain't gonna be here forever. You could enjoy this, get fat and all that, eat all your lobster and steak and all that stuff, and laugh at our supporters, right? But you can die one day, and we can be able to say how much you was a political dog to us, or how your word didn't mean nothing, all the promises you made to us. So your word is what boiled down to the end of the day. Shane Gibson is not just a good man. I think a Prime Minister material. If I was Prime Minister Davis and you, Mr. Fred Mitchell, and being so fine and angry about it, right? I would have found something for Shane Gibson to do in the cabinet and make him a senator. You're doing things for people who didn't support Brave Davis, or maybe might have been from the other side, because they could help to build the country. Shane could help to build the country. Former Minister, Cabinet Minister Shane Gibson, like I say, he's not dead. He have a lot still inside him. He could do to help, not just the PLP, but help us as a being in country, and especially over there in Micah. Most of these members of Parliament, they hands fill. So if he could help Basil McIntosh, let him help. Put Shane Gibson in the Senate, sound like he have idle time. Put him in the Senate, even if he mightn't even take no pay, make him a cabinet minister, let him help. Put him there with the woman, what's she name, Corby Davis. When Shane Gibson was the Minister of Housing, this place was booming. That's the most we ever built houses all over the country. Mm-hmm. She could help Corby Davis. I don't know, you might, I really don't want, you sound like you was going to forget, or you didn't have the tape with what Fred Mitchell said. That's why I called in quick. But
no, I didn't have it because I
thought what I wanted to hear from you, your opinion. Although we co-hosting on you on Friday, I would know, like how you think McIntosh feel, right? Do you see it the way I see it, or is it possible, or you think Shane is out of line? I have one more thing I would know that first before I go. Do I have one more thing I want to ask you? What you think? Shane is out of line?
I just think it's unorthodox. I know if I was a sitting member of Parliament, I would have a problem with it, whether we had a conversation or not, because I'm the sitting member of Parliament. We're supposed to be, on the same side. So for you to be openly saying, yeah, this is up my one of the future, and I got some little issues with that if I'm the sitting member of Parliament.
Yeah. I I think a lot of people would agree with you too. But I think also those Michael, Acklands and all them Crooked Island Inago boys, them, Shane Gibson and all Basil, Uncle McIntosh, Basil McIntosh, they know how to get it. They know how to make this thing work. I think they could always work out the best for Michael. So even although Shane Gibson saying he talked about Uncle Basil, this thing big out. If you really put your ears to the ground, sometimes you'll be surprised. These people, these politicians, sometimes just be testing the water. I think what's going on right now, although we in the media or we out here talking in the public say, oh, that's bad what he do to Basil. No, maybe Shane might be trying to reach out to the leadership, and maybe you know, maybe the relationship or maybe the connection mightn't be like how some of us out here think it's supposed to be. You see how quick Fred Mitchell come out and say something? I guess the Prime Minister can come out next. You know, so maybe Shane have idle time. So if the relationship is still good with Shane, and you agree that he was accused wrongly, and because let's don't go that far to say he was accused wrong. Let's say he ran his case. Former cabinet minister, Bill more hostess than any cabinet minister in the PLP ever. Why not bring him in, Mr. Davis? Why not bring Shane in? You don't have to pay him nothing. Make him a cabinet minister. Because I think they just testing the water. I think that message is that arrow straight to the leadership in the PLP. That's why, you know, they say you throw a rock, the dog bark, or get hit in the mouth. Fred Mitchell come right out there barking. He come right out there barking. This ain't about no Basil, Uncle Basil, I don't think. I think it's bigger than that. I think Fred Mitchell former cabinet minister Shane Gibson trying to get a message. One last thing. I hear what you say, and like I say, a lot of people might agree with you. Kobe Davis, man, the Minister of Transport, somebody asked, I don't know if you can read that story or if you get it. There, someone was asking, what happened, man? This thing ain't finished yet with Kobe Davis, where she was accused for either allegedly harming or a police officer, and they saying that the police officer have a lawyer dealing with the case now. We get a new commissioner of police. I understand the former commissioner of police, before he left, he put this commissioner, who's the commissioner now, in charge of it. And now he's saying that they soon have some closure about it. What are you hearing about that? Do you think it's fair? Do you think this should be going on this long now?
Listen, Papa, I got to let you go because I got a cell phone call away.
Yeah, but do you think it's fair? Do you think it should be going on this investigation with Kobe Davis?
If he say they're investigating, let's let them do the investigation.
I think the public would think they should have done deal with that. If that was the normal person, they would have done deal with them even if you thief a corn before you. If you touch the police uniform, if you cuss the police, you do anything to the police. It wasn't only because she's a cabinet minister. You know what the police, what allegedly the police say in the news? She say, you know why you say? I guess they're showing us who she is. The investigation still going on. You have a nice weekend. I can finish listening. Sorry for taking all your time, man.
Boy, Papa, one thing with you now. Oh Lord, we gotta set aside a segment just for Papa because Papa can go. He can go. If you let him go, he'll talk the whole show. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Good afternoon, Michelle.
Good
afternoon. Long-winded, man.
Yeah.
All due respect to Papa, Shane Gibson out of order for canvassing a sitting MP who just got in just like that. He's out of order.
Yeah.
Not only that, he's going to be a major distraction for the PLP. I think he's at his time. You know, all due respect to him, you know, God bless him. But I think he can be a major distraction to the PLP. And he just needs to sit down and enjoy, you know, whatever he's gotten so far. God bless him.
All
he's
right.
going to be a major distraction.
Thanks for your opinion. Thanks for calling.
Pleasure. Bye-bye.
I have somebody on Facebook. Veronica says, no MP improved the quality of living in Michael. They only promise the people, and after elections, they sit on them. Well, she didn't say sit, but I saying sit. The couple people down there need to stop sleeping 50 years and no improvement. Okay, Veronica. Find a more creative way to say what you want to say without putting them kind of words in there, okay? We have a caller. We have a call on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Yes, ma'am. You just went through a whole speech that I thought was so beneficial to your audience and the Miami people about stop being so party conscious. Or
right.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Papa took all that time just talking about the PLP.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we've been dealing with the PLP for 50 years, or as long as they were in and out between the two parties, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of we talk about issues that concern us, like you, for example, you talked about the missing almost $1 million, and we heard about those Haitian boats that were coming in and just taking fleece in Abaco after the hurricane, but nobody mentioned that. nobody, the F&M government didn't do anything about it. The PLP government is not doing a thing to fix this country. So when Papa used those terms like building a country, that's what he said, building a nation or something like that. Man, I know Papa's a blind man. He can't see the condition of this town right now, man. But we have built nothing, and all he's doing is propping up the PLP to run again and get more power and do what? Go through the same thing we're doing, and God forbid the FNM. So I'm saying, man, if any one of the parties, to be honest with you, I'm just not saying COI or Lincoln Bean, but I'm saying if one of these parties, man, just one of them take up an issue like I hear him hitting now because of all this talk on the radios about the conditions of Abaco. Now all of a sudden Abaco is a big talk right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? But I know you got to go. But if one of them just get behind us, and that's just the immigration issue. You got the crime. You got the freedom of information. If we had that, we know where that $500,000 or $1 million went in Abaco. Checks and balance, like the lady, sound like Deidre back there said. If we had these things in place, but which one of these governments, they're all the same, and literally I mean that, but which one of them is stand up and say, listen, this country can have this. We are not passing these foolish bills from the AG office. Who's doing that? Only one party right now. The PLP and the FNM, they're just fighting their own personal balance within themselves to stay alive.
But Carla, you know why they do that?
Yes, ma'am. Like you said earlier.
They
power.
know, not just power, they know the electorate that they're dealing with. Bahamian people, for the most part,
exactly. Well,
don't
I understand that.
listen and pay attention to issues.
I understand
and especially during election time, it ain't about issues, it's about who control the biggest party.
Man, let me tell you
who
something.
could give out the most T-shirt, who could have the most pom-poms, who could control the biggest party, who come up with the best slogan. That's what it's all about.
And I'm going to put my neck on the line because my sister might hear about this. My sister passed 70 now. And she told me nothing but PLP for her. Nothing. Till the day she died. And we got so many people around here. I was born in the same house of her, and we know the struggle of 67, the Elo Pit and all that kind of stuff. We know that, but through the years, things have been switching all over the place to the point it is right now. Elo Pit didn't have the border with. The other thing, Brave Davis, did they pass a bill or law that he will now be solely in charge of carbon credits? Or is that just talk?
I've been hearing that what they intend to do is to put the control of that under whoever is the prime minister at the time, I believe. When I say the control of it, in other words, a private citizen won't be able to financially benefit. That's my understanding. Now,
exactly, that's what I heard too.
Yeah.
It sounds like just like the land, the crown land, all in the power of one man's pen.
Right.
And you try to tell me that this one pen signer right now, he's not going to use that to his advantage. Vote for me, you get some land. Vote for me, you get some, shares in this carbon credit something. And we are doing this over and over again. Well, people are starving and hurting out here, man. You know.
Well, I want to take the last few minutes of the show to play an excerpt from the Prime Minister's national address. He spoke about. Thank you for calling. He spoke about
Miss Weekend. I always see your face. I think of the weekend.
All
right, you have a good one, though.
You too. He did speak about why it is necessary. I'll take it from here, Jason. He did speak about why it is necessary for him to be championing the cause of climate change and the fight, against it. But he also specifically said that the Bahamas will focus on blue carbon credits as a means to offset some of the debt. Let's see what he had to say as it relates to that.
The green carbon credit market is well established. What we in the Bahamas are now doing is working to become the first in the world to sell blue carbon credits. Did you know that our seagrasses and mangroves play a critical role in capturing carbon from the air? That means when we protect restore, and preserve them, we are a major part of the climate solution. We have been working with top scientists to map and verify our mangroves and seagrasses so that we can begin trading carbon credits. So we are innovating in a way that is going to protect our environment and bring in what we believe will become a very important source of revenue for the Bahamas.
Okay, so let me put it this way. If this is going to be another situation like Crown Land, see, here's the thing. If you are doing for the nation and putting the people first, then even if I can't benefit directly from a particular industry, then let me at least feel the benefits of that industry. So in other words, I should have better roads. I should have better schools. I should have better healthcare facilities. We did hear him speak about 2 new hospitals, one for Grand Bahama, one for New Providence. In other words, the quality of my life should be such that even if I can't benefit directly from being a part of the industry, I can feel the benefits that are coming to the nation as a result of the nation being involved in the industry. And that's where we drop the ball all the time, because it's not trickling down to the grassroots, that we're not feeling the benefit of all these things that y'all say y'all doing. That's the challenge. When the quality of life improves for the masses as a result of all of these things, then everybody's happy. But until such time, you're going to have an issue. I'm just saying. Guys, time is gone already. It's 4:01. Got to make way for our next program here on Global 99.5 FM. I do appreciate you being here with me this afternoon. Monday of next week, God willing, God spare life, the professor should be back in the house when we get back to our masterclass on the Constitution. So do not miss that. Until then, have a good weekend. Be safe, everybody. Love someone out there. And I'll see you guys next week. Take care.
Global 99.5 FM reminds our listeners that the views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the host and guests and not necessarily the opinions of the owners of Global Communications Network and the operators of this radio